So here's the thing. These TVs coming from China, assembled in Mexico. I guess the parts are coming from China, but they're not lasting too long. As you can see, this is a 2013 model. And this sucker's been down for probably over 6 months. I'll be surprised if this thing lasted 2 years. Here's what happens. The capacitors break on them. We're going to break it down and see what happens. Okay. Here's your model. This is an LG 47LN5750 UH. First thing we're going to do, you take the power cord out of the back. Take the power cord off. We're going to start on the side. As you can see, I've taken the screws out already, and now we're going to continue here all the way around the edge. We're just going to start taking the screws out of the back of this LG. As you can notice, I've got some protective clothing down here. I've laid the TV on a table upside down. Make sure you put a nice big rug under there to protect the screen of the TV. Our goal is to change the capacitors and get this thing working again. Let's see how difficult it's going to be. Okay, so far we've got 13 screws out all along the edges. We've got that one out also. Now we're going to take out these 4 here. This is the stand. The stand is on here. So now we're going to take these 4 screws out and continue on. Okay, so we got the stand off. If you notice, the stand plate is off. There's a screw there. There's an extra screw here. I already took it off. There's a screw here that has to come out. Over here, there's 2 more little screws. Now this one here, this one, the one in the middle, and these 2, they're a little smaller than the ones that go on the side here. I'll show you. Here's the bigger ones. Here's the big ones that go on the side. Here's the smaller ones. So we'll just take these, apparently these small ones have to come out also. So we'll just take these small ones out. Make sure you don't lose them. They're little tiny things. Put them in a little container there. We'll continue to take these 2 out. Put them in your box. And then we're going to slip the back off, and we're going to look for the bad capacitors. All those screws out, and then I noticed there's one more right here. It's easy to miss this one. So this little screw here has to come out also. It's actually one of the bigger ones. This is like the one that goes on the side. So don't forget to take that screw out. Put all your little screws in there. Now, as you can see, it's going to come up. You can feel it. See that? It's going to come up, and I'm going to take it off, but I'm going to have to put the camera down. So I'll take the back off, and I'll show you what it looks like after I get it off. Well, we got the back off. There's the back. Comes off pretty easy. Now comes the difficult part. Now we have to figure out whether there's any capacitors bad on this thing or not. Now, here's the thing with this LED. This is an LG TV. This is an LED type TV. It was a smart TV. As you know, it's under 3 years old. And believe it or not, I think we paid $1,000 for this TV. Believe it or not, I now see it advertised online with Sears and Kmart for $385. You know, we're at a point now where these TVs are almost like throwaways. It's like, they last 3 years and you throw it away, I guess. Okay, let's go over it. This is your power supply board. Remember, when the panel on the back plastic panel was on, this was your power supply here. They call this the power supply board. Goes over here to this main board. Now the thing is, if you have, take a good look at this board, because if your TV has this board, a good way to, okay, you got two capacitors here, see how the capacitors are, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2. You got these 3 yellow V. Okay, if your board looks like this, let me tell you something. Then your TV is highly susceptible to LED failure. Yeah, that's the sad fact about this LG model. See, this is an LG TV. It's an LED model. It's model number 47LN5750. It's a lemon. This TV is a lemon because these capacitors, I think, are okay, and that tells me that it's highly likely that one or more LEDs inside the panel have gone bad because this TV is highly susceptible to that failure. But the first thing we have to look at is the capacitors. It may just be the capacitors. Okay, having said that, the main thing you got to look at, because probably maybe more than 50% of the time when these TVs do not come on, you plug them in, try to turn them on, they just don't come on for whatever reason. These capacitors are sometimes blown. You gotta look at these ones right here. You gotta look them over very good. You gotta look for bulging. If you see some bulging capacitors, not only on the side, but on the top, I guess you can run your finger over the tops. If you see any damage on these things at all, if they look any damage, then it's highly likely that your capacitors are bad. Now here's the thing. They sell this whole power supply board, the whole thing, for like $60 online. $60. So you can go ahead and replace these if you want to. What are they? I don't know if they're $5, $10, or $2. Doesn't matter how. If you don't want to mess with these, you can buy this whole darn board for $60. But don't buy it if you don't see anything wrong, because like I said, these TVs, if this is your power supply board, if you have the LG model that I have here, then your TV is highly susceptible to LED failure. That means that one or more of the LEDs inside the panel go bad. So you don't want to spend $60 on this board if that's not the problem. Now there are TV repairmen who can check all the voltage through here. You can go online and you can check all your different voltages here, and you can find out whether this is bad or not. But doing a visual, the best way in the beginning is do a visual. If these things are bulging out on the sides, the top, you know they're burn up capacitors here. Here's the ones to check right here. All your capacitors. These are the main ones. But like I said, if you find a couple of these bulging, you buy the whole board for $60. Be done with it. That might fix the problem right there. This thing right here, all you have to do to disconnect this is push on here, and that pulls out. Kind of stuck. You see how it's starting to come out? Anyhow, you push those in, and that comes out. Okay, there we go. Just pull it out. You pull these out. All you do is undo that one. Undo that one. There. Change your power supply board, and hopefully that fixes your problem. But if you don't see any of these bulging capacitors, like I said, very good chance that you have LED failure. I hope this has been some help to you good luck in fixing your TV. And I tell you, if you're going to buy one of these TVs, I'm a firm believer now that you have to get a warranty, because they don't make these TVs to last. The warranty's almost worth it nowadays. Before, warranties were a bad deal. Before, warranties were a ripoff. But the way that they're making these TVs now, remember on the back of the TV it said assembled in Mexico? Look at this. This is the reason why you have to have a warranty. Right here is why you need a warranty. I don't care where the company thinks they're based out of. I don't care where the parts are assembled. Look where it's made right here. Thank you very much, China. Thank you so much.